Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, everyone, depending on where you're calling in from. We have an amazing audience, international, in the States, in Switzerland and Portugal, almost all around the globe. The topic is effective digital leadership, lessons from digital marketing. Today we are on this quest to look into what can we learn moving from analog to digital and applying that to leadership. We are having today with us Juan Flores and Ricardo Vargas.
The challenge that we faced back then was resistance to change. I mean, it was that was one of the things. Fear, because it was unknown, and kind of that lack of understanding created that resistance, but also because everything was working, right? So we didn't really need to go into digital. It was not a real need back then. It was more like on top of, right?
Contrary to marketing, this was forced by lockdown. This was forced by people being sent home, and we have to distribute our companies. So therefore we have to distribute leadership. Still, resistance was there. You need to move fast to remote leadership. You need to distribute your company. You need to distribute your leadership.
With digital, my experience is that it's like a rubber band, you know? It's like, don't do anything, then run like hell. We went into abusing the technology, not looking at the business reason to implement the technology. What we call the analog content, the digitalized content, and the digital content, it's probably the same. But the way in which you distribute the content, the way that you create the content to be distributed and to be consumed, it has to be adapted to the channel.
We just transform what we have in person to the digital relationship. We just used the same approach of leadership and just brought it digital. Like, okay, now technology will save us, and now it's sexy to do it. Now it's sexy to do meetings with. No, it's the same. It's the same meeting. It's badly managed. It's still a waste of time. It's still control. It's still, you have no clue what your people are doing. But now it looks sexier because it's digital.
Understanding the customer preference per channel, or understanding, I would say, the employee preference per channel. This is where I see that we cannot compare a one-to-one and head-to-head interactions because they are different. The tool is an enabler of the strategy. You need to have a strategy. You need to have in digital what we call an adaptive strategy. So you define the goal. The goal is clear. How you are going to get there, that's something to be defined.
There's no digital strategy for leadership or no strategy for digital leadership because there was no strategy before. We need to revolutionize leadership. We need to reframe this concept. We have to focus on the qualitative aspects of people development for leadership, and leadership strategy needs to be there. And leadership is a process that has a purpose to align people with strategy, with company strategy, and execute it well.
I do marketing in a digital world. I don't do digital marketing because actually it's not me who does digital. It's the user, it's the consumer, the one who is doing digital. So I need to adapt myself, get a professional. I mean, in the last 20 years, I don't know how many times I hear that digital was done by the finance guy in the company. Sorry, will you give the finance of your company to the IT guy?
If I distribute the company, I have to distribute leadership. Leadership has to be with the person working alone. We need to give them the tools, self-management and self-leadership, in order to be able to produce, to reach the goals, more or less regardless of the current circumstances. Remote teams at top level are at a bigger risk even than other teams in the company. So we need to solve the issue of cognitive diversity / psychological safety / trust at executive team level. And then we can use that as a driver to redefine the leadership purpose in the company, the leadership strategy, and everybody else will just follow.
We really need to stop think what our company needs, what our goal is. I think that it is better that you, in regards to digital, that you walk in the right direction, not that we run everywhere. I always say that when you run a lot, you put a lot of dust on the air, and then you cannot see properly, right? It's better to walk in the right direction. Doesn't matter the time that it takes you. Assume that you are late. Plan to catch up for your business and then execute the plan.
It's not only about competencies. You need to define your purpose, your leadership purpose, your strategy, and only then work the role, the processes, the competencies supported by technology. If you focus only on competencies, you are missing the bigger picture that will help your leaders generate the results that you need tomorrow with the teams.
In the name of the full consulting house team, I thank everybody and hope to see you soon. Stay safe, stay curious.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.